Hello all and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk to you about using Google Maps and Google Street View to see the history of a property. Now this has been really effective for me, and it's a tool which I use every time I do a survey to see what a property has looked like over the years and to see how it's changed. So if you're buying a house or whatever you're buying, you can actually use Google Street View and Google Maps to see how a property has evolved in terms of its appearance, but also to see if there have been any changes outside. And this is just very handy to not only just to see the history, but for me as a surveyor to see if there have been any repairs to the property. Sometimes when I'm carrying out this research, sometimes you'll see scaffolding, sometimes you'll see obviously builders outside of a property, and it helps just to really piece together my understanding of what's happened to that property in recent times. Now, this is 100% free. This is not something that you have to pay for, which is even better. And yeah, you can only go back until, I believe, 2008. But still, that's good enough. That's a good bit of data for you to have a look at. So the first thing you need to do is to go to maps.google.com, type that in your browser. And as far as I know, this is something which only works on your desktop or your laptop. So you can probably try on your iPad, but I don't think it will work. But, you know, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But for today's purposes, we're going to use the desktop. So type in maps.google.com, and I've already got it preloaded here. And what I'm going to do is to drag this yellow man here. I've just found a random location. And I'm going to drag and drop him to where I want to have a look at. So I'm going to drag him here. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't know, I haven't done any work in this area. We haven't done any work here. This is just an area that I'm familiar with, and it's not to point out anything bad about any of these properties. So anyway, once you navigate to where you want to get to, everyone knows how to use Street View. You can see here in the top left corner that this photograph was taken by that cool little Google car in September 2024. Now, if you want to have a look at the history of a property, it's very simple. All you do is click see more dates next to that date. And at the bottom of your screen, you should see this window pop up with all of these different stills of the property. And if you scroll across the bottom, you can see that it goes as far back as July 2008. So this image is 2024. And when we go back in time to 2008, you can see that the parade of shops here look different. You now have a cost cutter. Well, back then you had a cost cutter and you had South Pole Food and Wine. Whereas last year, William Hill was still there, but the unit is now a NISA local. So that shows you really the power of this thing. And then you don't have to go as far back as 2008, but you can go to 2012, 2014, 2015. Now, sometimes you'll get this as a bus in the way or some sort of obstruction, but if you navigate along, you can usually just get another image. 2016, 2017, you can see some changes already there. 2018, a temporary sign. 2019, again, shopfront's changed. 2020, you can see that the NISA that's there now was there around that time in 2020. So this is obviously very, very handy. Again, it's 100% free, which is really good, and it's something which excuse me, something which I definitely recommend using as part of your property purchasing toolkit. That sounds quite catchy. So yeah, definitely something to use. And yeah, you can just take a screenshot if you want. You can share this link directly with someone or your surveyor, just to say, you know, look, I found these images, and what do you think? Now, the restrictions of this, I haven't really found too many, only a couple, only that it seems to go as far back as 2008. Obviously, the coverage on this isn't 100% of the country. And also sometimes whole roads are blocked off, you can't get access to them, or some properties have been blurred for privacy requests. So it's not 100% effective, but in my case, it's very reliable. I think there's only ever been a few which haven't had the images, but it's really effective. And it is amazing sometimes what you'll stumble across if you look far back. And it's very handy for spotting defects which may have been repaired since. So I hope that's been of helpful to some of you out there. Definitely a piece of kit which I recommend that you use. And my plan is to show you a lot of other resources that we use as surveyors, which will help you along in terms of your buying journey. But this is number one of these videos. I think next time I'll probably show you some historical aerial photographs, some sources for that, which are quite helpful. But yeah, if there's anything that you want to see in particular, then let me know. You can leave a comment below and just let me know if there's any sort of resource that you want me to share. But I hope that's been of some use to you all, and let me know if you found any surprises when doing this activity. Thanks a lot. Bye.